Hi, Taurus. So, things are looking good, right? Coming out of your birthday season, taking in that new Gemini energy, getting out there, being more social, being ready to start something new, which implies ending something first, going through a period of contemplation perhaps, before getting back out there. But now it's like time, finally. I don't know if this is more how you're acting because you're scared and you know that it's time, or if this is the advice that you need. I can't tell yet. Okay, then Page of Swords, Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Sun. So let's look and see what we have so far. The earth sign leaving the fire sign because they're still lost in thought about the air sign. That's it right there. That's happening for sure. But this is also able to be communicated as, read as you coming out of a period of contemplation and into the Gemini energy, into the talkative, get out there, you know, just be magnetic, attract. But before you can do that, and before you can be magnetic and connect with people and attract, you need empty space. And I think this is part of that process of getting the empty space, but also this is a big part of that process. Because this person has been exhausting. And I think that you feel the need, like, I think the way you're feeling is like, you know, the world has to be bigger than this. There's got to be more out there than this. There's someone better suited for me. And if that's not how this is playing out for you, then this may be more walking away from a certain mode of being that you no longer want to exhibit. This energy can be harsh. It can be, you know, snap judgments. It can be too up and down for an earth sign for sure. And here I see you doing that typically earth sign thing of saying, yes, I understand that there's quite a few cups of emotion here, and I understand my obligation to this, but I really can't be around this anymore. And I really can't be around this person anymore because I feel like life belongs to me right now. I feel lucky and in control, and like life is smiling on me, and I'm getting the things that I want, and I'm getting to be who I want. And this is restrictive to me, and I don't want it anymore. But this isn't restrictive to me, and this expands my mind. So I'm still very much interested in this. Now, this could be an ex, but this could be someone completely new. This is someone you're dealing with in terms of a relationship that you're walking away from with a fire sign, or this is a boss, or even a parent. In some cases here, Taurus, this is the month where you're finally realizing that there are some unhealthy connections between you and the people who proclaim to love you the most. And it is a month of cutting those connections so you can make new ones. And so you can kind of waltz into this period of prosperity, you know, with the sun on your back, you know, propelling you forward. Now, in terms of money and career and finance, Because this is more of an emotional journey, right? Unless this is your boss. But in terms of career and finance, you are in a period where you may change directions. You may think, it's time now for me to do what I want to do. And although you've been thinking that way for a while, this June is a month where things start to move on that for you. That change that you've been wanting, now you're able to, well, you feel the support of the universe, first of all. Sorry, my camera froze. So you feel this good energy of the universe because you haven't felt it in a while, right? And you can feel through certain money coming in and through certain prosperity that life is really smiling on you. And you're like, well, all right, you know, things are turning around. Well, sure, you've got Venus in Taurus this month. Things are definitely turning around. Things are going to work. Things will pay off. Things will come to fruition. Things will circle back around. People you wanted, situations you thought were out of your grasp, and the people that you absolutely do not vibe with anymore, no matter what their relationship with you was, those people get left. It's just a very powerful placement that you have going on here. You just want to make better choices. You want to have better, more healthy, more sane connections. You need that to be able to focus and get anything done and to communicate properly. You can't communicate properly with someone who plays games. You know, someone who manipulates emotionally to get their way. You want someone who's so clear that they can't help themselves. Now, you see how these cards are sticking because it's very clear here that you have to let some stuff go. And there's no point in the cards moving forward until you can understand, really understand why this energy needs to be applied here. You know, if there's a Libra, Taurus waiting in the wings, if there's a Virgo waiting in the wings, you're, you know, or if that's the person we're talking about here, that's exhibiting themselves as a manipulative, emotional person, still under the veil of this Seven of Cups, everything is cloudy. This is the way out. Logic, reason. Look at the situation logically and understand that this person is ill-suited for you, that it makes you feel really bad. It makes you want to abandon, but it also makes you feel emotionally abandoned. And that the most healthy thing you could do in this situation is be rational and analytical about it and use that sword. Because right now you are obviously not thinking clearly. But if you do that, if you get this situation squared away, then you're walking into the second week of this month with Venus in your sign, the sun supporting you, an ease of communication that you generally don't have, and a stillness alongside it. To me, this kind of looks like the picture of happiness for a Taurus, because it addresses all the things that you may have a little trouble with. Right? Open communication. This is where you want to be. Calm, knowing. Calm and knowing. Openly communicative, brave. And then the security of the sun. just another way of the world saying, it's okay, Taurus. We're watching you. You're all right. We got you. And so now these two cards become very oppositional, because if the point is that you've got to get out there and meet people and do stuff and really live through your need to communicate and help people, and also use it as a time to magnetize people to yourself. This is the transition from here to here. And the more social you become, the more communicative you are, the better things we'll get. We'll get this cycle moving the right way. All right, now I'm just looking for an outcome card. It's a pretty split reading, I get it. Because there are two very hard things that you need to do. One is to express yourself. And two, stay locked into something where someone else gets to express themselves consistently. And you feel like leaving all the time, but you don't. Or express yourself. See, you can express yourself here or here. But either way, it needs to be done. All right. So, Taurus June outcome card. Let's see. I'm as excited about this as you guys are. I want to know how's it going to go for you. The sun in your house of money for a little while. Right? All right. Great outcome card, Taurus. Overcoming the situation, winning. And what'd I tell you? Leave this behind, please. Finally. Feel this feeling, and as soon as you feel this feeling, it is the nature of things that this person, this being, this dynamic, this feeling pops up. Yay, I feel like a winner. I did it. My shoes are mismatched and my clothes are all messed up, but I did it. I struggled and I fought and I got here and I did it. And as soon as you embody this, boom, love. Okay? Yeah. Let's put it this way. All the things like this that can happen always lie in wait. And it is Taurus's job to step outside of the love and step outside of the connection and look at it analytically and see if this is worth it. And if not, to fight the good fight to come out on top where you're not feeling used. Either way, if you choose this and you choose to connect and you understand and have faith in the universe, or if you have to take this road, regardless, we end up here. And this is a beautiful place to be. So, June is, in many respects, very important in that way. It's the connections that you make now that will... in the I Ching it says the connections made during the spring serve to warm the winter months. So connections made now will be fruitful for you. They will go well. They will continue to go well. They will progress nicely into more important and deeper relationships. And that's quite fantastic. Remember how we were talking about the story of the labyrinth? One of the things that I didn't realize is that the labyrinth needed to be built so Minos, the king, whose son was the Minotaur, Minos needed the labyrinth because he needed to hide the ugly in himself so far away and make the passage there so intricately difficult that he would never have to face himself. right? And in the story, they are talking about like the metaphoric significance of that being his son, but in the story, they also talk about how he had real guilt about it. He had real guilt about it because he didn't, slaughter the ox that came to him, slaughter the bull that came to him. And it was because he didn't slaughter the bull that came to him that his wife fell in love with the bull, had a fake bull created, and had her way with the bull, which is how the Minotaur was born. And so ultimately, the king builds this labyrinth, or commissions Daedalus to build this labyrinth. The labyrinth being so hard that he had a hard time, Daedalus, once he designed it, of getting out. He couldn't find his way out for a little while. So that intricate maze is designed to keep the truth of Minos's behavior and lack of integrity from himself. I say that only to illustrate the point that this rank self-delusion that can happen with any sign, it really eats away at you, hiding pieces and parts of yourself in the middle of some labyrinth because you're not strong enough to deal with it or own up to it, or it's something you can't be proud of, isn't going to make it go away. You're just going to encounter someone one day who's going to say, hey, that's not right. And so before that happens, before you think about throwing stuff in the middle of a labyrinth so no one can see where it is, deal with it. Deal with it by walking away, by being rational, and then allow yourself to feel victory over someone who was really dominant and domineering for a while. Because what's going to come in is super, super good. All right, Taurus. Well, I love you. The dates for my Oakland satsangs will be below. Queen of Swords, Elma, who did my hair, her information will be below. If you'd like to reach me for a personal one-on-one reading, I'm doing them over Skype and FaceTime and the phone, but only for the next little bit. I'm cutting that out because the scheduling is too much for me. I will, however, do the in-person reading still with people who understand the nature of the scheduling. That's fine, but I'm not going to offer it as just a product anymore because I think it sends the wrong impression, and then people are thinking, okay, well, this is it, and this is when I need my thing that, can I have my product, please? And it's like, no, that's not how this works, so I just need to revamp a little bit. In the meantime, I will be doing readings until I restructure that. And in person, I will be available for face-to-face readings in New York for all of August and September, in San Francisco for the first 3 weeks of October, and in LA for the last week of October and the first 2 weeks of November. So if you are in any of those places, I advise that you please email me and book promptly because they're getting very full. Okay, that's about it. I will give you more info on my book on Twitter and on Instagram. And I will be doing first looks at the deck, the accompanying deck, the Maharani deck, which will go with the first volume of the book. So I'll be previewing all that stuff on social media. All right. I love you guys. And I learned from last month's, disaster with the birthdays and stuff. So whoever's in the birthday month gets to go, and whoever's birthday starts that month also gets to go. Those two get to go first, and then everybody else. So thank you once again for being the sacrificial guinea pig and helping me figure something out. I love you. All right, I'll see you guys in July.